Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily Apple report for Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel, share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. Let's take a look at the chart, start with the big picture, work our way into the day itself. Just a heads up that if we were to test the 175.08 formation, this is a weekly chart, by the way, over the next 1 to 3 weeks, it does offer a buy opportunity through March and even into later year, perhaps. From here, we can round back up into the mid to upper 170s, possibly even onward and upward as we move into later year. If, on the other hand, we were to close below 175.08 at the end of any week, then the market continues to fall into the 162.72 to 164.13 region, where we find, I'm going to call it ultra long-term support, able to contain selling through the year, and above which a long-term buy signal remains in play. We do have a bit of a double top here, though, that we'll have to take out, and I'll get to that at some point. I don't know about in this video because it's not really relevant. Let me jump to the day itself. So, we'd mentioned in the previous day or two that there is this session containment level, simple trend line off the lows, also an intermediate channel structure of about a week and a half in the making that today is at 180.29. Now, we spiked below that briefly on Tuesday, but we certainly closed above it. And this is a bit of a reversal here. I'm not going to suggest that it's a reversal that should point to higher trade as we move through March, but I do think it marks a good low for the week, and I do think 184.78 is likely. Possibly today, 184.78 is actually this simple channel structure to the upside. So in terms of the day trade, it is selling 184.78 carefully following the reversal on Tuesday and buying 180.29. I would rather you be a more aggressive buyer at 180.29 than a seller at 184.78. If we close today above 184.78, good low for the week. Over the next 3 to 5 days or sooner, we should test this 189.32 descending two-thirds speed line that we've yet to actually test. We came close to it actually in early February, and it can, if tested over the next 3 to 5 days, contain buying through next week, and from there we could fall away, although I wouldn't expect us to fall away. Just know that if you sell 189.32, it may fall away for not only 3 to 5 days back to 184.78, but even further south as we move into later March. If we were to close above 189.32 over the next week or so, that indicates a good low through March. The following couple of weeks, 2 to 3 at the most, should then yield the 195.27 to 197.25 region. And it is this channel resistance well above the market that if tested over the next, 3 to 5 weeks, can absorb buying through all of April, and from there we could fall away again into the 170s perhaps, following a testing of the mid 190s, 197.25. Now, I mentioned earlier that we do have a bit of a double top in the market. That is well above the market. And I'm going to say that if we were to close in the coming weeks above 197.25, that will be history. We'll no longer have that double top. We'll take it out and continue higher as we move into later years. So I do think a settlement above 197.25, if you're looking for a long-term go with buy signal to the upside where you're just holding Apple on a quarter by quarter basis, I think the next signal is above 197.25. But I also will say that you don't have to wait for 197.25. You could also buy any dips in the 175.08 region. Those are your two long-term points right now, either buying the 175 handle support or, and I'm talking to long-term investors, if you've got no position on whatsoever, you're then buying a strength with a settlement above 197 and a quarter. That presents a meaningful buy signal as we move into later year. But getting back to the day itself, 184.78, solid resistance, able to contain session strength. I wouldn't be surprised to see a close above this formation over the next few days, and if so, within a few days, we should test 189.32, where we could top out through next week, fall away perhaps into later March, and if settled above, would signal 197 and a quarter within a couple of weeks. Downside, once again, we have this 180.29 area, convergence of a trend line and short-term channel bottom that, despite the fact that we spiked below it briefly on Tuesday, does offer a downward pivot point as we move through the rest of the week. In other words, closing today below 180.29 should then yield that 174.36 to 175.69 region that is found on the daily chart really here, descending channel bottom, former channel top, and then you of course got 175.08 all day long on the weekly chart. The 174.36 to 175.69, solid zone of long-term support, able to contain selling into later year. I don't expect to see that actually, but once again, I do if we close below 180.29 today. I think that pretty much rounds it out. I just want to let you know that on Tuesday we put out a stock pick on Google. You might want to check that out. We show the market approaching significant trend support over the coming days, over the next few weeks perhaps. You should know what that number is, because above which this market, Google, remains bullish, Alphabet Incorporated, into later year, and if settled below, would present a meaningful sell signal through the second quarter. So check out wickedstocks.com. You'll be able to see that all for free. We offer a 5-day free trial. You'll be able to see the daily triple Q, the daily SPY report, etc., 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 and then you could bail out on your 5th day at no cost to you if you so choose. I'm going to leave it at that for Wednesday's Apple Report. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow with Thursdays, and you have a great evening.